Hello and welcome to the Fairy Little Podcast. I'm Marsha, also known as Fairy Little, and this is my knitting podcast. You can find me on Instagram as fairy_little and Ravelry as Fairy Little. So welcome back everybody who's coming back, and welcome to everybody who is a new viewer. I am so excited about all of the knitting that's been happening. So let's just jump right on in. I went camping this past weekend, so I got a bunch of knitting done while we were camping. It was amazing. We went to Ellison Park, which is by Vernon, British Columbia, and it was very relaxing and wonderful, and I had a really good time. It was really nice. We packed up our trailer and went out, and I brought my knitting with me, and I was hoping to have my new poncho done over the weekend, but I didn't get it done, so I'll show you what I do have done. So I am almost finished. I knit fast. Sat in my nice lounging chair and got up at like 6:30 in the morning. I don't know why I always get up earlier when I'm camping, but I got up really early and started knitting early in the morning with an audiobook. I've been listening to the Highlander series. So right now I finished book 7 over the weekend, and now, or book 6 over the weekend. Now I'm on book 7. So it's called An Echo in the Bones, and it's really good so far. I'm only a few chapters in and I'm enjoying it. I really like listening to audiobooks while I'm knitting because then I'm focused more on my knitting and just listening. It just takes me away to the imaginary land. So I have a few books that I have been listening to. This year I've made it through quite a few books, and I listen to it at 2 times speed, so it's a little bit faster, or depending on the day, sometimes it's 1.5, 1.75, 2 times speed, just because I'm enjoying it, but I like to get through them as well. So, and that if you haven't read any of the Outlander books, the first ones are quite graphic in all sense of the word, and but the further you go, there's still graphicness, but it's not as graphic as the first book is probably the most graphic, and it actually took me a couple of years to get through the first book, but since I finished the first book, I'm just powering through the rest of them. But while I was listening to that, and the birds and the trees as well, I was knitting on my poncho, and I split for the sleeves because it's a sleeved poncho. So this is a sleeved poncho that I'm designing. This should be coming out this week, so keep your eyes peeled on Instagram, and also keep checking on Ravelry under my name. There's a link to my patterns below, and it will come up as you can follow my pattern releases and my patterns, and then when a new one is released, it'll automatically pop up on your Ravelry feed, so you'll know when I'm releasing new patterns. So you could even know before I've actually announced that it's out. So it's a lightweight shawl. It's kind of a heavy fingering, light DK. I said shawl, I meant poncho. But this one has sleeves. The pattern includes a version without sleeves. So this is how the pattern was originally written, with stripes. And so I'm just knitting one that is just one solid color. And this is it is Barocco Vintage Remix, and I've talked about it on the last probably 4 episodes. It's 100% recycled fiber. It is 30% nylon, 27% cotton, 24% acrylic, 10% silk, and 9% linen. The reason I wanted to make a poncho like this in a lighter weight was because I like something, especially going camping, that you can just throw over whatever you're wearing, and it gives you that extra layer of warmth. It's also comfy and cozy and doesn't, it's not binding in any way. So it's nice and relaxed, and you can wear it over leggings or jeans, and it looks awesome. It has, the back is a little bit lower. The back is lower than the front, but you can wear it a ton of different ways. So one way that I tend to wear it is off of the shoulder. And it just makes the one sleeve look longer than the other, but I like that look. So I do wear it off the shoulder quite a bit. That's my favorite way to wear it. And the yarn that I used in the first one is Manos del Uruguay Milo yarn. So I have all of the different Milos, but they are, it's merino, they're 65% merino, 35% linen. So the linen in it will get softer and softer the more you wear it, which is kind of the nature of linen, which is also what I wanted. I wanted it to be something that the more you wear it, the more you love it, the softer it gets, the more you wear it, the more you love it. So this should be out later this week. And I'm so glad that I reknit it, because when I wrote up the pattern before I knit it, and I knit this one and I made some changes on the paper copy that didn't actually make it into the typed up copy. So in the reknit, I've found those as I've been reknitting, and one of them could have been a substantial error, which I'm so glad that I caught, because now it's not going to be in there, and I'm very happy about that. I have test knitters working on it right now, and they are knitting around the clock to get it done. And it is at the end, it's about 1,900 to 2,000 yards. It's quite a substantial amount of yarn that's used in it, which would be a great stash buster if you've got, it's about 5 skeins. If you've got 5 skeins in your stash that go really well together, you can stripe it up, or you can, whatever, it will just use your stash. And you could even, if you wanted, you could even add a 6th skein in there and even make the bottom even longer. So you could turn this into a dress even from what it is right now. Now this has a ton of positive ease. It's about, at the bottom hem down here around, it's about 80 inches. So it's a ton of ease. So it will fit lots of different sizes. So it's only written for one size, and just because of how it's written, and that it is a poncho, it is meant to be oversized. It is meant to be like have that positive ease for all body sizes. So it definitely has that. So when you pull it out, it's got a lot of ease, which I love. It is so comfortable, so comfortable. Yeah, so later this week it will be coming out, and if I release it by the time I'm posting this video, I'll put all of that in here as well. So that's what I have been knitting, and I have been monogamously knitting that because I just really want to get it off the needles. So what I'm wearing is my Pasqua shawl, which is also coming out very soon. I am just waiting on charts. That's it. And I've talked about that a few times. So as soon as I have the charts, then I can send it to test knitters. I can send it to test knitters, and then it will be available. It's allergy season, so my nose is stuffy and I sound like I have a cold, but it's all allergies, and I've taken something for it, so my eyes are feeling clearer, but they still feel itchy. Yeah, so this is going to be coming out probably, I would say, from the time I get the charts into the pattern and test knitters knit it, it will be from the time I send it to test knitters till it's available will probably be 2 to 3 weeks. I want to give them enough time to do it, but I would like it out sooner rather than later. So if any of you are fast knitters and are interested in knitting this as soon as I get the charts, then let me know, and I will definitely love to continue the conversation and talk to you about test knitting this beautiful shawl. And I talk about all of the yarn that is in this shawl in my previous episode. So I think it's either the one right before this or the one right before that. So 62 or 61 is the episode that I talk about this shawl in, I do believe. So it's a fun knit. It's got lots of lace, and it's a pie shawl, and I love it. It's nice and squishy. That's how I can tell a good shawl is the squishiness and how much fun it is to knit. So that's it for what I've been knitting. Like, this is short and sweet, but I wanted to share with you something that came in the mail today, and it came super fast. So there's two things actually. So I'll share with you the thing that came in the mail first, and then, so this will be thing one, and then I'll share thing two. So thing one is I received some yarn from Fiddly Dye Works, who is out of Langley, and her name is Kate, and she is a lovely yarn dyer. And these are all of the tags that go with the yarn because it was vacuum packed for sending it. So this is Fiddly Dye Works, and it's the Merino Alpaca Sock in the Clara colorway. And I just fell in love with the yellow. It's not translating as yellow as it is on the screen. I hope it translates a little bit better when it actually processes, because that does happen a lot. I'm going to open this for the first time to show you. Oh, it's so soft. So it is more yellow than it's translating on there, which is what I was going for. I love yellow, and I can't get away from loving yellow because I just love it so much. So there's 5 skeins of this. So this is going to be something, I have some ideas for it in my mind already for what it's going to grow into when it's all knit up. But it's so soft and beautiful, and look at those speckles in there. I'm really, really excited about this. Oh, so nice. The purple, and then the it's like a rust burnt orange in there. So pretty. So I'm very excited about these. These are, yeah, they are so soft and squishy. They're going to be something amazing. She also sent something. She sent another something for me as well. And yeah, I'll show you it. It's skeined up. Oh, so nice. So the fiber content of this is 60% superwash merino, 20% alpaca, and 20% nylon. It is fingering weight, and there's 437 yards to 100 grams, which is 399 meters. So that is that yarn, and she sent this as well for me, and it is a DK weight yarn. Isn't this cute? She's attached all of the tees. I love it. And she sent me a DK weight yarn to play with, so I'm very excited about that. It looks lovely, and I love the colors. I'm not going to take it out of here right now. I love how that looks like a painting. It's just so gorgeous. And she also sent something for you. So I'm going to be doing a prize draw for these at some point, and I am going to leave them in the packaging, the airtight packaging, so that it ships better. And so there's 2 different yarns in here. One is a blue and one is a variegated, and it's so pretty. They're both gorgeous. The shine from the packaging detracts, and so you can see how gorgeous they are through the packaging. They're even more gorgeous in person, and they are just beautiful. She sent a little congratulations and some tea as well, which is awesome because everybody, well, most people like tea, so that will be good. And I will do a draw and send this out to a lucky winner. So thank you, Kate. So thing 2 is, I spoke about this on a couple episodes. It is, I'm going to be knitting a sweater for a friend of ours who did a bunch of electrical work for us during this whole home renovation thing that we're going through. And he wanted it in a chunky yarn, and he wanted a gray. So I sent him some pictures of grays, and he picked Madeline Tosh Chunky in the Smokestack colorway. It's 196. So on the last episodes that I spoke about this, I mentioned that I was 3 skeins short to knit this. So I've been on the hunt for 3 skeins since that point. It was 2 months ago, I want to say, maybe even 3, close to 3. So I've been looking and looking and looking, and I finally found the elusive 3 skeins at Jimmy Bean's Wool. They just got it in because I've been checking and checking, so I know that it's very recent that this arrived. So I have some more coming, so now I have enough to knit the sweater. So I can cast it on. So I'm going to finish my other project here that I'm working on, and then this is going to be a Skaha sweater. And it is so pretty. It's going to show off the basket weave on the front so nicely. And one thing he said is, one of the days he came over, Nick and I were both wearing our Skaha sweaters, and he said, you know, he's been looking for a sweater for a while, and it's the first one that has actually caught his attention. I'm really excited to be knitting this for him. And he's a very knit-worthy friend, so I know he's gonna really love this sweater, and I'm very excited to knit it for him. So yeah, so that is going to be going onto the needles. I'll probably cast it on next week and have it and start going. So some more things that are coming up. I am going to a knitting retreat. Not this weekend. This weekend's May Long weekend, but the following weekend I will be going to a knitting retreat with my sister Scylla, who, if you've watched the first episodes of this podcast, she is the wonderful, lovely lady that I started this podcast with, and I adore her. She's living in Victoria right now. She's gone away to become a doctor in psychology, so she's 1 year closer. She's got 2 years left, and then she will be a psychologist, and hopefully she moves back. But I don't know if she will. But she's coming back up for this retreat. It's something that she comes with me to, she's come with me the last couple times I went. And it's so nice to have her there, and she gets time to decompress from life, and we get to just hang out and just be sisters together for a weekend, which is really fun. I get to teach at this retreat. I'm going to be teaching brioche with the lovely Rebecca, who is my co-instructor. And I have some last minute things to do. I'm printing off patterns, and the pattern that we're going to be using for everybody. And also I'm going to be, we're doing a swatch, so I'm printing off the directions for that as well. So that is... it's coming. I'm looking over at my printer because I printed off a bunch already. I printed off about half of what I needed because the printer takes so long, and logistics being what they were, I can't use the internet with my phone when I'm printing. So I just did half, and now I'm going to do the other half, but I'll probably do that later this week and get that all done. Yeah, so that's it for the knitting part. So if you're just here for knitting and that little quick update, thanks for coming. And if you're interested in some jibber jabber, we're gonna go into that right now. So jibber jabber, oh my goodness, it is so sunny. I always start with the weather. I don't know why. It's just nice, even ground, I guess. It's been so nice here. The trees are blossoming like crazy. Spring came late to the Okanagan Valley, so everything is blooming and blossoming at the same time, which has wreaked havoc with my allergies. So my eyes have been runny, my nose has been stuffy, I've had a weird throat cough thing, and sneezing, and just it's so gross. And I don't, if you have allergies, you might get this too. I get kind of like an allergy fog where I'm just feeling tired and just not functioning at the level I should be. So my thinking is just, yeah, I just struggle with keeping a train of thought. See, just right there. I struggle with keeping a clear train of thought and staying in the moment and on topic. And so, and it just feels exhausting. As soon as things mellow out, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. One of my daughters has really, really bad allergies, and I took her to, we have this Japanese garden in Penticton that's gorgeous, and I took the girls down to it, and one of the trees was blossoming, and one of the blossoms fell on her face, and her eye swelled almost shut. Like, she just had like this little slit and this big swollen eye, and I have all of the stuff for her, so I gave her an antihistamine right away, and then gave her a different kind of antihistamine that affects her in a different way, and nose sprays and eye drops, and yes, I did it all. And then a cool compress on her eye and made her lay on the couch till the swelling went down, poor kid. Another thing that happened is we have these cute little 4 chicks that we got last Tuesday. So we've had them for about a week. They're adorable, and we each kind of have one that's ours. And mine is named Stormfeather, which is awesome. She's like this cute little buttony chick, and I just think it's cool to have a ridiculous name like that. She also has an Instagram account because there's a story behind that. My sister has an Instagram account for her rabbit Dexter the bunny. And so if you're interested, you can go follow Dexter the bunny and all of his adventures and misadventures. And he's very active on Instagram, actually. And I tease Scylla about having this Instagram account for her rabbit because it's like, he's like her baby. So she's like, she'll just randomly start sending me photos of her rabbit, which is really cute, but it's a rabbit. She's adorable. So I started this Instagram account for my chicken, and my chicken follows her rabbit, which is ridiculous, but so funny. So if you're interested in following Stormfeather or Dexter the bunny, they're on Instagram. What else has been going on? We went camping. We're going to be going camping again. When I got my trailer out, I realized that there was a slight leak over the winter. So I have an appointment for my trailer for Wednesday to go and get it all fixed and everything good. It didn't rain this weekend, which was perfect. So no extra water got in or anything, but I know where it's kind of coming from, and I'm just going to get them to seal it up and do it properly because I've tried to seal it before, and I just want it done right. It's just one of those things that I just really need done properly right now. Especially water's not my friend right now in many ways, but we're still dealing with our insurance claim. Still need drywall to be put up. Still need baseboards, still need painting, and then after that, hopefully I'll get my bedroom back. We're talking about maybe putting in a bathroom on that side of another bathroom on that side of the house too, but it's like in the 10-year plan. I don't know if it's going to be happening anytime soon. So that's happening. At the end of June, I'm going to New Denver. I'm going to be teaching a class at Fiberphilia. And again, it's going to be a brioche class. It's a one-day class. I do believe it's the Saturday. Yes, it's the Saturday. It's all day. And it's going to be a lot of fun. The registration is capped at 15 people. So if you are coming and you're interested in taking that class, make sure you get in right away because it is capped at 15. And I'm also speaking with our local yarn store about teaching some classes at the yarn store classes, and also doing some knit alongs with some of my designs, which sounds like that's going to be a lot of fun, more relaxed kind of atmosphere. There's a couple classes that I'm looking at teaching. One is brioche, and then the other one would be a learn to knit class. So, and maybe socks. That's kind of where we've left that so far. I have another meeting with her later this week to discuss a little bit more. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this summer. It's going to be amazing. I've got some things going on, and hopefully I'll be able to take a couple road trips. I took a road trip a couple years ago with Scylla and the girls, and we road tripped through Alberta, which was a lot of fun, and I got to meet up with a whole bunch of podcasters. It was so nice to see podcasters and meet up in person. And I've done that in Alberta, but I have not done that here in BC. So that's where my brain is going right now, is thinking about maybe doing a road trip in BC and stopping and saying hi to all of the podcasters in like the Lower Mainland, which I see them more often than I see the ones farther up north. So I know that there is some podcasters up in Prince George and in Williams Lake, I do believe. So I'll be doing some research and finding out who they are, where they are, and hopefully I'll be able to get together with them and meet them and watch some of their episodes and stuff. It's one of those things, word usage things that I don't like, and then I use it. I feel like that's it for me today. This is still working out really well for me to be podcasting weekly, which I'm really enjoying. That on Mondays I can record, then I edit Monday night, and then I can get out the podcast either Tuesday or Wednesday, and for your watching enjoyment. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for getting this far, and I hope that you enjoyed the episode. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. It makes it more visible on YouTube for other people. And hit the subscribe button. If you are interested in getting notified each time one of my episodes pops up or is available, then you can click, there's a little bell below that you can click on, and you'll be notified when new episodes come up. And so that's it for me for today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have an amazing week, an amazing May-long weekend, and I will talk to you again soon. Until next time.